Right, hello Kevin. Oh, it's good afternoon where you are, isn't it?
Yes, Heidi, how are you doing? You must be in evening time there in UK.
Yeah, coming up for about 9 o'clock. So yeah, not quite as sunny outside here as it is. Well, it looks like it is where you are anyway. So,
Yeah, yes, nice day. Nice day with some rain and rain in the afternoon.
oh. Well, firstly, thank you very much for your time. I know it's your day off today, so thank you for giving me a little bit of your time to come and have a chat about summer school. So, firstly, we're absolutely delighted that you're coming again. And how many times is it you've been at summer school now? I know I always ask you, but I always lose count because it's more than everybody, I think.
Yeah, I think this is going to be number 9 lecturing at summer school, and then in 2000, say 1996, 1998, actually lectured for Langer and Cheltenham when Paul Barcroft was the owner of the. So it's actually been 11 times in the UK. So this would be number 9 though for the biomechanics summer school.
Wow, yeah, and I think you do hold the record for that. So you've probably got some stories which, well, actually, you're delivering the opening speech, aren't you? And I'm not going to ask you to give anything away, but I think you're
Yeah.
going to give us a bit of
a. Try to talk about some of the early meetings and try to talk about who lectured and we're going to dredge up some of the photos from them. And yeah, but it's not it's going to be more just talking about the past and the present and future for the profession and how much biomechanics summer school has been a part of that.
Yeah, because of course this year's 25 years and we couldn't really have a 25-year anniversary special event without you not being there, really. So I think it's very apt that you're delivering the opening speech. So.
I'm glad you guys invited me this year. It's a real honor to be there again.
Good, thank you. So aside from that, you're also going to be delivering a workshop on orthosis modifications with the tissue stress approach. So is that going to be a workshop that once people have attended it, they can take that away and they're going to be able to sort of apply what they've learned pretty much on the Monday morning afterwards?
Yeah, I think that the purpose of doing this workshop was to really try to duplicate what I do in my office on a daily basis with orthoses, not so much the casting or not so much ordering, but taking an existing orthotic, whether it's an over-the-counter orthotic or someone else's custom orthotic or your own custom orthotic, and trying to figure out how to modify it to get the patient's symptoms better, how to make them more comfortable, and how to get their gait to function better. So I'm going to be bringing along some supplies, and I think we talked about maybe having a grinder there if possible. Yeah. And just talking about how I examined the orthotic to the foot and how I make decisions in that regard. So yeah, it should be very practical. I think it's actually going to be very practical because it's something that you can literally go from that lecture back to the office and start using some of those techniques.
Which is what we all need to do. I think here in the UK, we seem to split into 2 groups: podiatrists who like to fiddle and modify with their orthoses, and those that think, no, I've got a custom device and I mustn't touch it. But of course, at the end of the day, it always comes down to what you need for your patient, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, it's in my practice, it's half over-the-counter devices I'm modifying, and probably a third of them are orthotics I've made, and then a portion of them are patients' other orthotics that they don't want to spend pay for another orthotic, and sometimes I'm just maybe grinding in a plantar fascial accommodation or lowering the arch or raising the arch or adding a 4-foot valgus extension, what have you, to make it so they don't have to get a new orthotic to get their symptoms better.
No, that would be good. You just reminded me I need to get a grinder in.
Right, yeah, that'd be helpful.
Also, you're going to be delivering a lecture specifically about posterior tibial dysfunction. Now, that's something a lot of us see. Do you think we jump in quick enough to treat that generally, or do you think we leave it too late sometimes? I know that I think some of the trouble, again, we get in the UK is by the time we get a patient in with post-tib dysfunction, it's almost sort of gone too far and they've had it for a long time, whereas ideally we'd sooner get it as soon as the patient's been diagnosed, but then they're not always diagnosed early, are they?
Yeah, that's part of the issue is trying to get it so that you're seeing the patient early enough that you can do some good for them. And that's not just in the UK. It's here in the States. A lot of times I'm not getting someone till they've already gotten to a stage 2 posterior tibial tendon dysfunction, whereas, if I'd gotten them 6 months before, I could have done more for them before their foot had changed shape. So yeah, we're going to be talking not only about the biomechanics of posterior tibial tendon dysfunction, but also the practical orthotic and brace modifications and shoe type treatments we use for these, and talking about icing, strengthening, stretching, and just trying to get people to understand not only how the different stages, how the foot changes with different stages, but the biomechanics of like the medial heel skive modifications and inverted technique modifications we use to treat them, and why they work, and how you can troubleshoot that to make them work better. So I think it's something I've lectured on for a long time. I think it's something that is really important, especially for someone who does have a busy orthotic practice, that this is going to be a condition we see a lot of, and we can make a huge difference for these people.
Okay. And you've also got a huge amount of clinical experience treating those patients as well, haven't you? So
yeah, I think probably about 8 to 10 of these a month come through my office for orthotic referrals. They're mostly orthotic referrals from other people. So, but I've been treating them for many years. And just going to be trying to provide the people at the conference with what I've learned over the past 30 years of treating that, and what works, what doesn't work, and when should you refer these people for possible surgery. That's another key of what we do as podiatrists, is when to refer out when our treatments aren't successful.
Yeah, well, I think that's going to be absolutely invaluable, because while we're all very good at reading research papers, getting some hands-on feedback from someone who's been dealing with that sort of thing for decades, from someone like yourself, as I say, is going to be invaluable, I think, for a lot of us listening. So from your seeing that many a month for 30 odd years, have you got just one top tip you want to give us away for treating post-tib dysfunction?
Well, I think that bottom line is that we need to not go by a cookbook type, or continually trying to do different modifications to the orthotic to improve it. And that's even after all those years and all those patients, I still modify orthotics depending on how they respond. So I'd say the one tip would be, don't just give them an orthotic and don't modify it. Give them the orthotic, watch how they walk, see how their symptoms improve, and if they're not coming back totally happy and totally symptom free, try something different, or something, or modify the inserts, because that's the key to really doing excellent orthotics, is being willing to take the time to modify them and observe them and see them back and see what works best for them.
Yeah, so this brings us back to the same old thing of everybody's different, isn't it?
Yeah, everyone's different and everyone responds differently. We know a lot about feet, but we don't know everything. So we have to use our trial and error process, even with orthotic therapy. For someone like me who's been doing it so many years, I'm still using trial and error to see what works best for this one patient.
Gosh, fascinating stuff. Well, very much looking forward to that. We're certainly getting you working when you're coming over to summer school, because you're not just doing that as well. You'll be doing a debate session with Professor Ben Enig and Simon Barthold looking at running footwear, but I definitely don't want to give any of that away, because we've got some interesting things in store for that. But that's definitely a session not to be missed on the Saturday morning. So
yeah, we'll be definitely having a lot of fun with that one. I know that I'm not going to be agreeing with Benno and Simon all the time, so I'll make sure we have some sparks flying in that debate. That should be a lot of fun.
Good, and we're hoping the audience are going to participate a little bit as well, aren't we? So
yeah,
I'm sure they will. Right, well, listen, I'll let you get back to your day off and your sunshine in California. Thank you ever so much for coming online tonight.
Well, thanks, Heidi.
And
looking forward to seeing you, and hope everything comes out with your fourth coming along pretty soon.
I know.
That's a great thing. I'm very happy for you.
Thank you very much, and I will see you in June.
Okay, see you, Heidi.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.